Welcome to the First Responders Network. I'm Crystal Bailey, your host. We're here on the last day of the IACP conference in Dallas at the Axon booth. We've been talking a lot about the moonshot goal, cutting all gun-related deaths between police and the public by 50% in 10 years. Thanks for joining us, Chief Foley. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for letting me be here.
Absolutely. We're glad you made it to Accelerate. I'm Crystal Bailey, host of Rise to the Call, and today we're honoring Lieutenant Aaron Salter. I spent some time in Washington, D.C., and I know a lot about the Cherry Road fire being a really momentous fire. The fire department lost 2 firefighters that day. Many police officers are close friends with each other, and seeing someone you care about die in the line of duty can trigger some of the most emotional responses. Talk about like the needs that were met in that space. You know, I think as a civilian going to a place where I could talk face to face with an officer about some of the issues that I'm facing in my community would mean a lot to me. I'm looking forward to introducing you to Utah, the canine that changed Greg Wells' life. But first, let's stop and recognize that 20 veterans take their own life every day in this country. You know people are close to each other. You even mentioned to me before this interview that there are a lot of people who take romantic partners within the industry. So there are, police officers dating other police officers, eventually marrying other police officers. It's easy to identify the problems, but you're not just identifying them, you're working towards solutions and you're spreading that message elsewhere. And I commend you. I'm very impressed with everything you've done. I joked with you earlier that I want to be you when I grow up. I mean it.
Thank you so very much. Praise God.
I appreciate you sharing and recounting that. And I imagine that for some people who've been in explosions like that, in war like that, maybe it's not so easy to recount. Have you experienced some of that from other veterans? This is a communal decision that we can all make. And so I'd like to hear a little bit more about how the community can help.
Absolutely.
That is such a cool job. As a civilian, I'm like, wow, I'm talking to a Secret Service agent. It's very cool. Do you have any, fun stories that you're allowed to share about the time on the job?
And, other than I remember, when President Carter, I was the country attaché for the Secret Service.
Can you talk to me about taking over a new city? I know you had a lot of experience in a major city like Detroit, but now you're the police chief of Dallas, a completely different culture. Can you tell me about that? While there are people on either side, I would say the majority of people in this country are tired of the polarization and prefer a middle ground approach, but you're either a traitor because you are pro-cop or you're a traitor because, it's like one or the other. And I do think that the majority of us, if we were really honest with ourselves, really want there to be a little bit more unity across the board. And thank you so much for joining us on FRN Live from IACP. We have wrapped, and this is the final day, but continue to watch FRN for more content. And you heard it here first. If you're interested in that Peruvian chicken, which is apparently the Firehouse hit, you can visit the website foodonthestove.org and find those recipes and all the other meals that Jonathan provides to firehouses. And if this didn't inspire you to rise to the call, then I hope it at least inspired you to eat healthy. Thanks for watching.